So it's Garmin ORC World Championship 2025 here in Tallinn, day 4. We are still waiting for the wind, and I'm joined today with Matteo Polli. Hi.
Hi everyone.
So you're obviously this week in the role of sailor, but other than that, you're also known as a designer, right?
Yes, this week is sailing time for me, and it's so good to have a look on how the boat performs, my boat and the other ones, and it's a chance to get feedback from the sailors.
How happy are you so far? Because I mean, obviously you have quite a few customers over here, quite a few boats that you designed or you worked with to optimize, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite happy, so I'm also very happy to see the outcome of the design time, and even if the boats are not winning, it's always good to have the feedback from the sailors and take the chance to improve for the next year.
And do you have already like early observations? What is the trend for the next year?
Oh, it's a bit early because we only had 4 races so far, but you can start seeing some trends in the fleets, and it's good to see the new boats coming, and it is good for the sport. It is good for the designers that have the chance to compare to different designs, and so it's looking good.
So you are obviously quite a long time on the market. When did you start designing the boats?
Well, I started back in 2000, and initially after the university I was working for a designer in Italy, and then I moved to Maurizio Cossutti, and then to the Italia Yacht's Yacht when it actually was started in the beginning. Spent 10 years there, and then started my own company about 7 years ago.
Is the ORC or the racing boats that the only focus of yours?
No, actually not. And I'm designing a lot for the cruising sailing market, especially with Grand Soleil. I'm designing also, for clients, not just for yards. And so it's quite different, my kind of work I do. And it's good to have different things going on, because it makes the horizon wider, and you can compare with other designers and other ideas.
And tell me, going back to ORC World, you obviously, as you said, you have more than 10 years, more than 10 years experience with optimizing the boats. Over those years, what kind of trends emerge? What do you see?
Yeah, it's more than 20 years that I work on the ORC, and yes, every year the rule changes, and everything changes a bit, and it's really interesting for me as a designer to work in this, and but the rule is becoming more precise every year, so the work for the designers is more difficult every year. And to gain some small seconds in a race, it's always more difficult. And but it makes my job more challenging, and that's really interesting. And the rule is giving more and more fair racing for everybody. When I started, there were some loopholes in the rule that if you could exploit in a design, then you could get a big advantage. Now there are no anymore.
So now it's more of an evolution than a revolution, right?
Yes, definitely. It's refining the concept, and you can see when a new boat comes out, it's not far away from the old boat, so it's very close, and it makes racing interesting.
But you can also see that with your boat, you sail Italia 998, and your biggest competitor is Garmin Team 4 for you with first 36.7, which is more than 20 years old boat already, I think.
Yeah.
And they still it's a close battle between you both of you, right?
Yes, exactly. That's a clear example. There are 2 boats. They're not pretty new, but the one is much older, and they both having good times in racing, because we compare pretty much the same level, and the crews are good, so we are fighting in the last few seconds. So.
And but still, if you are thinking about winning under ORC, do you think you constantly need to work on optimization of the boat, or you think that the rule is getting good enough that you can, in a way, give you sometimes a break from redesigning, I don't know, the keel or the rudder, and you can keep up with this for quite some time?
No, actually, you don't need to. Of course, the boats that are constantly optimized may have a small chance if they optimize in the right way, but it's not needed anymore because the rule is so good to capture every subtle differences, and so you may gain a little bit, but it is not making a major difference. So I think it's really good rule now, and it gives very much fair racing.
Right. So it's more, you think now about going more venue orientated sometimes for specific venue if you want to win next Worlds, or is it more to kind of change the boat in a way that suits the crew more? You think this is the important factor?
Yeah, they are both important factors because the venue is different every time, and you may optimize to the special condition of that venue. This is quite interesting. And also the crew capabilities is also a factor that I always take into consideration, because if you have a professional crew, you can push more on some parts of the boat that make the boat more difficult, but a professional crew can handle it at the maximum performance most of the time. While if you have an amateur crew, you need to focus on making the boat as easy as possible, because they need to be helped in having the boat that is forgiving, and so this will rise the average performance much higher. So it is some factor that you want to consider when you optimize, of course.
I must say I'm a bit disappointed with this interview, because I thought that you're going to tell us that there's a new big thing coming out. And what it imagines is that everybody has a chance under ORC.
Yeah, definitely. Everybody has a chance in the ORC, but of course there is a boat coming out. There is always a new boat coming out. So yeah, watch out.
Okay. Thank you, Matteo, and good luck with your racing.
Thank you.